We got 3 Ant-Man movies, so it's time to rank them. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a good one today. I'm the movie ranker, and today I'm going to be ranking all 3 Ant-Man films from worst to best. Ant-Man, not the biggest superhero in the MCU, but I think there's still a lot of fun to be had with this franchise, this trilogy. So I'm going to go ahead and rank it from worst to best. Let me know your guys' ranking down in the comment section. Do you enjoy these movies? Do you not? Love to have a good discussion with you guys. And let's not waste any more time on this one. Let's dive right in. So kicking things off in last place, at number 3, I have Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, the newest movie in this trilogy. Definitely a big disappointment when this one came out. It was kicking off Phase 5 and it went off with a fizzle instead of a big bang, you know. It's still entertaining. I still can watch it. It's watchable. Perfectly fine acting and all the stuff like that is fine in here. I think the big problems here is the fact that the whole movie feels like it takes place in front of a green screen. Like there's not very many times where we're in a real world or where the actors are interacting with real things. It all feels very fake. Big CGI fest, and that just makes the world of the quantum realm seem very much not believable. It doesn't feel as natural as some of the other flicks. And this one also tries to go big and grand with the storytelling and trying to start off Phase 5 of the MCU. And I think all that really hurts it because Ant-Man works best when it's simple and straightforward, much like the first two films. This one went a little too far, if you ask me. I really love Janet, Hope's mom, played by Michelle Pfeiffer. I love her character and the storyline that she's attached to here. How she was in the quantum realm before. She knows what it's like. She already knows about Kang and kept it a secret. That's my only little nitpick I have with her character is there really was no reason for her to not tell anybody or to keep it a secret. It kind of put everybody in danger. If he was that dangerous, wouldn't you have let Hank or Scott or somebody know about him down there? But Janet really is my favorite character here, and she still looks smoking hot for her age. Michelle Pfeiffer, damn. All the other characters are fine. I feel like Hank kind of gets put on the back burner here. Scott and his daughter Cassie are fine. She's recasted, but I think the actress works. Hope, she has that dumb back alley haircut. Not a big fan of that, but yeah, her character's fine in here. Now Kang. He was so hyped up before I watched this movie, saying that he's the new Thanos. He's going to be the big baddie in Phase 5, and in the future, he's the one that's going to be the big villain, right? And yeah, he's good, but I don't think he's Thanos status. Not for me anyway. Jonathan Majors did a great job with the character, but he's powerful and everything, but I don't know. This seems kind of cocky and a little bit like a brat at times. I just don't buy this character being the villain for the future, right? He works fine in this movie, but to carry this whole next phase, I'm just not buying that. He just wasn't that good to me. And MODOK, just forget it. I like the fact that they took Darren and brought him back in a unique way, but MODOK is just a joke, where Kang is very serious, you know, the tone. He's a serious bad guy, right? And MODOK, every time he shows up, it's just a big joke. He's not threatening at all. He's supposed to be this weaponized, you know, military grade weapon, this crazy thing. He's useless throughout this entire film, except when you want a cheap laugh. So I didn't like that. I do like they brought the Darren character back, though. That was really clever, just not in a really clever way. And talking about the humor just don't work for me at all in this film. 95% of the humor here falls flat, where the first two films it really worked for me. It's just unfortunate, and we don't get Louise or the whole ex-con crew in here, so that's unfortunate. They always bring a lot of laughs. I think the whole end battle in the final act is pretty entertaining and pretty fun. Like I said, this movie is not a dumpster fire. It does have some redeemable qualities. It's still entertaining, but they could have did so much better with this script and the dialogue and everything surrounding it and the humor. And yeah, I just don't see this being a good start to Phase 5. Coming in at number 2, I got Ant-Man and the Wasp. This is a pretty fun sequel. It ups certain things the first movie was lacking. They up the action. I think the action's really good in this movie, and we get quite a bit of it throughout, especially when they're fighting hand-to-hand combat, like with Ghost. I like how she's phasing out in that when they're fighting. And of course, the big chase that we get near the end of the movie that lasts quite a while. That's really exciting, really fun to watch. This may be the funniest movie in the trilogy. We get Louise in here. He is so hilarious, Michael Opina. Him and his whole crew are so funny. In this one, they take the truth serum, and he's a storyteller. And in this one, he just goes off, and he's always getting distracted when he's telling the stories and that, going off track, and it's just so hilarious. I really do like the Ghost character as a villain because she's sympathetic. Once you understand where she's coming from, it makes sense what she's doing. She just wants to cure herself. And yeah, like I said, it's really cool how she fights and she's like phasing in and out. It makes for a real interesting hero or anti-hero. It just kind of sucks the way it ends because she just kind of goes into hiding and we never hear from her again. Of course, she doesn't have her powers or anything anymore, but she's still a fighter, you know? She was still militarized. So it's just unfortunate. She kind of goes in the shadows. And the one who was helping her out, the doctor who was played by Lawrence Fishburne, I think his character is not really written real well. He wants to help her out. He's mad at Hank from the past. But every 20 minutes or so he's changing his mind. He's like, maybe we shouldn't do this because it's dangerous. Then the next scene, oh, we're gonna do it, I'm gonna help you. The next scene, well, maybe this is dangerous. It's like, make up your mind, dude. And I just really like all the shrinking in this movie, how they have like a whole Hot Wheels set in a case and they can choose what they want to make bigger. I thought that was really cool. Get a lot of cool shrinking scenes and enlarging scenes, like their lab too, how it goes down to a little square on wheels and they can like bring it around with them. Very cool things in here. The story, not a big fan of them trying to open up this tunnel, this gateway to the quantum realm, and how Scott and Janet, Hope's mom, have this weird connection because they were both down there. She planted like an antenna in him or like a message or whatever. It's just stupid. It doesn't make any sense, to be honest. I found that was pretty dumb and just wasn't explained very well. I think Hope as the Wasp is really cool, with her new upgraded suit flying around and stuff. She's a whole lot of fun, and her hair is the best in the whole trilogy. She actually looks great. Just like she did back in Lost, but that's just kind of a personal preference of mine. But yeah, she is great as the Wasp, and yeah, it's just a great little MCU entry. Nothing too crazy, too fantastical, but nothing real bad about it either. But for me, coming in the first place, I gotta give it to the original Ant-Man. This one really surprised me when it came out. I had no expectations for this film. You put Paul Rudd in a main lead role of a superhero, and you don't think it would really work. You know, this guy from Clueless and Halloween 6 and those type of movies. He's more of a comedian than, an action star in this sense. But, he just really owned this role, and he ran with it, and it works, man. He is Ant-Man at this point. I couldn't really see anybody else replacing him. And it's just really interesting that this film is more of a heist movie at a time where the MCU was going so big, so crazy, around the time of Infinity War and that. And then we get back to this film, and it's very simple, very straightforward. It's like a heist film mixed with Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And it really works in that aspect. And like I said with part 3, the movies work best when they're more simple. And this one's very focused, very simple. It has that humor that I love. Like I said, those ex-cons always bring it, Louise and them. They're so funny. And you get to see a lot of them in this film. This is probably the movie where they get to team up the most, and I just love all their interactions and them doing the security details and such. And we just get a whole lot of fun scenes in here, whether we're talking about Scott trying out his suit for the first time and shrinking in the bathtub and all the different things he goes through, to the whole end battle is awesome when they're in Cassie's room playing on the train set, Thomas the Train. And yeah, it is just awesome, especially when Thomas the Train gets huge and he's fighting the Yellow Jacket, which I think is a great villain. Unfortunately, he's really underused here. I feel like we should have had a lot more of him throughout the movie. Really, we just get Darren doing generic villain stuff, trying to create the suit and the shrinking serum. pretty much for most of the runtime until the end where he takes on the Yellow Jacket suit himself, and that's when the movie gets really good action wise. Yeah, could have used more Yellow Jacket, but Darren himself is kind of generic. And of course, Michael Douglas is great as Hank. This is the movie I feel like he gets the most to do, obviously being the first film and introducing him as like Hope's dad and the creator, the original Ant-Man, like all those flashback scenes with him and Janet, you know, trying to stop the bomb. Pretty cool stuff, or the missile, I should say. And I just like the fact that he ruined his relationship with his daughter over the loss of his wife, right, Janet, that he doesn't want the same thing that happened to Scott. So he put him on this mission, not just because he was a good burglar, that's one of the reasons, but the main reason was he wants him to have a relationship with his daughter Cassie, and he doesn't want to see him being put in jail and ruin his life again. It's just ironically that he has to do another heist, something illegal again, to earn this. And lastly, the whole scene where Scott has to steal something from the Avengers facility and he takes on the Falcon. That one's just so cool. Great little cameo. That's how you do cameos with superhero movies, you know. You don't just have a guy show up and be like, hey, and that's it. No, you have him try to steal something from the Avengers and you get this cool little interaction and battle with him. And it's just a whole lot of fun. Very entertaining film, one that I think a lot of people were surprised by when it released, and it still holds up to today. It's one I love returning to. To me, this is a 4-star movie. It is simple, but that's what makes it work best. I think with Ant-Man, you gotta stay focused and not get too convoluted and too big with your story. Keep it small, ant-sized. So yeah, I easily have the first Ant-Man in first place in my ranking. So there you have it, guys. There's my ranking of all 3 Ant-Man movies. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know how you rank these movies from worst to best. Do you enjoy them? Do you hate them? I'd love to hear it in the comment section. You can follow me on Letterboxd if you're interested. That's where I keep all my ratings and my lists I make of all my rankings and stuff like that. If you guys are interested in checking that out, link is in the description, guys. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope you have a good one, and thanks for watching.